Old Rangers out. New Rangers in.
What? You expect us to fight you? After kicking the three around for a bit, they then inexplicably decide to leave. The sensei says their fighting style matches those of the Thunder Ninja Academy, something confusing to the Rangers since they thought Lothar had captured all of the ninja academies. Is it just me, or does it seem weird at all that there are multiple academies that train apparently hundreds of students, and yet no one has heard about this until now? There are never any bitter dropouts or the like? The sensei does say that they're not being controlled, and they're equally confused about why the Thunder Rangers didn't finish them off. Later, Zergain tries to finish off the Rangers himself, but Lothar recalls him because, I have no idea. The Thunder Rangers attack again, this time equipped with motorcycles, the same kind that Cam designed for the Ninja Storm Rangers, thanks to a disc stolen off of Dustin, as well as their own Zords. The Insectizord and Beetlezords are pretty cool, with cloaking devices as well as tank-style weaponry. Of course, the two can form their own Thunder Megazord, and the two giant machines rumble. The battle's actually pretty damn good, and the situation made worse when Cam tries to send them a new weapon, but the Thunder Rangers intercept it and take it for their own Megazord, disabling the Ninja Storm Megazord. And once again they retreat, the Rangers left in their trashed cockpits. There's sadly something else I must comment on here, and that's the music. Ninja Storm, while containing more guitar and rock tracks for the show, sadly does not use them appropriately. The music is just some background thing that doesn't actually match the action. By Time Force and Wild Force, the synth stuff was actually getting pretty good, and particular tracks were very well produced. Here, though, it's just constant, fast-paced music, and it really hurts the tone. What's made worse is that apparently the producers just love stock public domain music strikes, and it's really noticeable and annoying. I'm gonna wipe you out, Toe Jam! Great Ninja Striker! However, for the first confrontation with the Thunder Rangers, the music guys added a nice little bit to the music that helped punctuate the danger these guys represented. Part 2 begins with the Rangers discovering that their morphers are trashed as well. Oh, and Cam finds a way to be a dick about it.
Well, you've managed to reduce years of technological advance into a pile of scrap metal in a single afternoon. Not to mention what you did to the Zords.
Thanks, Cam. I'm sure it's their fault a bunch of evil Rangers decided to kick their asses. Fortunately, Cam has equipped the Zords with systems that will automatically repair themselves, but it was still a pretty damaging blow. Sensei believes that there's dissension among their little evil alliance, and they can take advantage of it later. The Rangers are feeling down about the loss, though really it's only Tori who's given anything to work with it. I hate to keep comparing it to this, but the Green Ranger saga handled this expertly, with the music underscoring the tension and helping to build up the mystery and threat presented by an evil ranger. Instead, we've got a loud, rocking soundtrack while Dustin and Shane are talking.
Dude, you've changed it oil like 4 times already. Yeah, I don't know, man. I can't stop thinking about why those Thunderpunks just didn't destroy us when they had the chance, you know?
And say, what's the best way to downplay the threat of your main villains? How about you have a scene where his niece is painting his nails? Blake shows up and rescues Tori from an attacking monster. Did Tori not wonder why he was riding his motorcycle near the lake while he was in full riding gear, taking a full hit from it? Tori brings Blake back to right outside Ninja Ops to try to help him. While he's supposedly unconscious, he sees Tori going into the hidden entrance. After defeating the monster, the three return to Ninja Ops to discover the Thunder Rangers already there. They demorph and reveal themselves, though the three show no reaction to this news whatsoever. They wish the Rangers luck and kidnap the Sensei, ending Part 2. Part 3 begins with a celebration on board Lothar's ship with everybody dancing. What, you're not even going to take over a juice bar to celebrate your conquest of Earth? All right, all you've done is kidnap a guinea pig. Truly, Lothar is an evil mastermind. I'm sorry, but the more I see of Lothar hamming it up, cracking jokes, and being so idiotic when it comes to strategies against the Rangers, the more I think Zergain would have made a better main villain. The group tracks the Sensei to where the Thunder Rangers are taking him, the Mountain of Lost Ninjas, where it's said to have ninja ghosts and a cavern where they can break the energy orb that's currently protecting him. The ninjas talk with their captive guinea pig and exposit that he killed their adoptive parents. They run into ninja ghosts, allowing the Wind Rangers to catch up. The two groups call a temporary truce to fight off the ghosts. Once they're defeated, Zurgane suddenly appears with his own sword. Tori stays behind to fight him alone with the Megazord, while the other two chase after the Thunder Rangers. Tori defeats Zurgane with power spheres that come out of nowhere, but the Thunder Rangers get to the cavern first. The three get to them before they kill the sensei, and the Thunder Rangers say it was Lothor who told them about what happened to their parents. However, the ghosts of said parents appear and reveal that Lothor was responsible for their deaths. Lothor shows up, but before he can take the sensei himself, Hunter blocks his blast using the Gem of Souls, the crystal they were going to use to kill the sensei. With the revelation of what happened, Blake and Hunter depart. Following that, we get a good filler episode that has great character development for Cam. We learn that he resents the fact that he didn't get chosen as a ranger. The sensei explains that the reason why is because he made a promise after his mother died to not allow him to be put into the dangerous life of a ranger. With two fillers out of the way, the story continued in the four-part Return of Thunder. Tori, deciding she misses Blake, borrows Dustin's bike and heads out searching for him. Meanwhile, Blake and Hunter are contacted by Chubo, who also happens to be another comic relief general, who tells them that he wants to defect. Blake lets the other Rangers know about the apparent defection, and they decide to check it out by trying to sneak onto Lothor's ship. If they can get in and out without difficulty, they'll call in the other Rangers for backup. It's, of course, a trap, and the two are recaptured by Lothor. The villains brainwash the two so they'll work for Lothor again. After a monster fight, Chubo teleports all five to another dimension with a single small island in it. Part 2 begins with a weather disturbance hitting the city, lowering the temperature drastically, a result of the dimensional shift. While on the other world, the two teams have a pretty decent unmorphed fight before morphing again to continue things. The more they fight, the more the two start to regain their own memories. They blast the two again, but Hunter takes the brunt of the blast, turning on his brother and the other Rangers again. Blake rejoins the Wind Rangers, while Hunter gets blasted with some sort of toxic stream that drives him even crazier, ending Part 2. Blake tells the three how they became Rangers, raised by the Thunder Academy after their parents died. When Lothor attacked, their sensei gave them their morphers, and in turn the two were captured. Lothor then told them the lie about their parents' death. Hunter and Blake engage one another, and with the power of sepia tones and flashbacks, they manage to restore him to normal.
Do you know who we are?
Yeah. My friends.
Cam manages to finally get in touch with the Rangers and dispatches the Zords to pick them up. As punishment for his failure, Chubo is banished from Lothor's court. Part 4 feels pretty arbitrarily tacked on and feels more like an epilogue episode than part of the previous three. Chubo goes after the Thunder Rangers as revenge, and the five defeat him by combining their Megazords into the Ninja Thunder Megazord, because of course the only thing cooler than one giant robot is two giant robots merged into one bigger giant robot. To be perfectly honest, I actually liked Return of Thunder a lot more than Thunder Strangers. It was a much tighter story, and the action was well put together. Thunder Strangers tried to do a lot in too little amount of time. There isn't a very good reason why they even fight the Rangers at all if their goal was the Sensei the entire time, and why they trust Lothor, who had just kidnapped their entire school, including their own Sensei, is never really explained. The resolution of the story happened far too quickly and lacked a lot of emotional resonance when we hadn't even seen a picture of their parents. Return of Thunder worked to give us backstory, good fights, and overall a more enjoyable series of episodes. On the other hand, there's another problem with this stuff in that it introduced the rival Rangers a bit quickly. It's of course a tradition in the series to have a sixth Ranger, but usually they're introduced around a fourth of the way into the season, where in this case they started almost immediately, not really giving the show a chance to really experiment with the three Ranger concept for very long. For that matter, having the Rangers fight more than one evil Ranger could have probably lasted a lot longer than it ended up being. Still, I do understand that they're confined by the Sentai footage. Following two more filler, another three-parter hits, The Samurai's Journey. Cam once again demonstrates his martial arts prowess, as well as demonstrating his resentment over not being a ranger.
Cam, everything we're able to do is because of what you're able to do.
It's not enough. I want to be part of it.
You want to be a ranger.
At the end of Tori and Cam's talk, a monster appears, in a really good transition, and the six fight. Cam is held back by the Keldax while the Rangers' powers are drained by the monster. The Rangers try to go out and Cam gives them a temporary power increase so they can fight, even if it's only for a little